morning, Kilbourne. This is your WKHS news for Friday, April 5th. On this week's news, we learn how to get a job as a high schooler, get information on the solar eclipse, talk to Mr. Alexander about his time here at Kilbourne, and see where seniors will be in 10 years. Your WKHS news starts now.
Good morning, Kilbourne. I'm Graham Brown.
And I'm Joel Nkrumah. Hey, Graham, do you have a job?
Yeah, in the summers I work as a lifeguard.
It's pretty cool. Riley and Sutton tell us more about how Kilbourne students got their jobs and what it's like.
Me and Sutton talked to Kilbourne students about where they work and the process getting started.
I'm Georgia Bruniger. I'm a junior, and I've been working at the Bristol for almost 2 years now.
I'm Corinne Malinowski. I'm a junior. I've worked at Skyline Chili for 2 years, going on 3.
Hi, I'm Callie Failer. I'm a junior, and I work at Shake Shack. I've worked there for a little over a year now.
My name's Addie Baird. I'm a senior, and I work at Brookdale Trillium Crossing. It's a retirement home. I chose to work at the Bristol because it's really close to my house. My grandma actually lives at the Bristol, so it's really nice to see her, and I was already exposed to the community before I started working, so.
Okay, originally I chose to work at Skyline because it was 5 minutes from my house, so I could walk, bike, and growing up my family ate there all the time because we could always agree on it. But I was asked to serve, and serving we make a lot more money than being just like a normal production.
Well, I chose to work at Shake Shack because I was scrolling through Indeed and I saw that they paid 14 plus tips, which was like the best that I could find, and they were opening a location near me, so I applied.
Sophomore year, I wanted a job that wouldn't be super strict with my hours because I was still in soccer, and when I went to my interview, the boss was like, the hours are really good here, and it is really good at Brookdale, and I also really like working with old people. They're very sweet, and just, it's a really chill job. You get free food. For me, the application process was really easy because I already knew the staff and the workers at the Bristol through my grandma. So for applying, it was really simple. I filled out an online application and I did like a resume through Canva, and then I had my interview.
So I found out about Skyline through a basketball friend, and then I was sent a special link for the Skyline store on Sawmill. And I just had to go in and interview after filling out just a Common Air, where I'd like figure out if I could like do basic math and just how I treated people.
So I did it through Indeed, so I just submitted my resume and they got back to me and I went in for an interview. The interview was an hour long, and then we had to go for orientation, and then I just started working, and it's pretty easy.
So to be honest, the application process, it's quite long. First you go there, they give you an application that you fill out there, and then you have to go through like background training, you have to get fingerprints, and then you have to do like 8 hours of like computer training. But you get paid to do all that stuff. So if you go computer train at work, you get paid for that. Just like start like a month before you actually want to start working, because it takes about a month.
If you're interested in working, make sure you stop by the counseling center and scan for a work permit. This has been Riley and Sutton with your WKHS News.
Hey, do you know we don't have school on Monday because of the solar eclipse?
Yeah, we'll be in 30 seconds of total darkness. Lily, Addie, and Carolina talked to us about the upcoming celestial event.
For this week's news, we interviewed Ms. Carlock and Mr. Thomas to tell us more about the upcoming total solar eclipse.
So, a total solar eclipse only happens in the same spot on Earth about every 400 years. So if you stood right where you are right now and looked up at the sky, it wouldn't happen again for another 400 years. So they're pretty cool. What happens in a total solar eclipse, or just a solar eclipse in general, is the moon passes in between the Earth and the sun. Now, a solar eclipse does not happen over the whole Earth at one time. So if you imagine like a big spotlight and then a ping pong ball, which is the moon, and then a bowling ball, which is the Earth, when the ping pong ball passes in front of that spotlight, which would be the sun, it would put a shadow on the Earth, or the bowling ball, right? But since the ping pong ball is so small, the shadow is only on a little bit of the Earth. So we're not all going to experience the solar eclipse at the same time, or even at all, on the Earth. So that's why it's super rare. And it's awesome that we're in Columbus because we are in the path of totality, which is like a line that's going through the United States. So it's not even like everyone in the US will experience this at the same time. We're right on the edge of the path of totality in Columbus, and so we'll have like a 99% total solar eclipse, so most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But it'll be really cool. There'll be complete darkness for a few minutes, which will be awesome. And then before and after, it will just be much darker than it normally would be. I think the total darkness is between like 3:07 p.m. and maybe 3:12 p.m. It's gonna be really awesome. Make sure if you are looking at the solar eclipse that you do use glasses, because if you look straight at the sun, it can be really harmful for your retina. Technically, you can look at a total solar eclipse without the glasses when it's at totality, but that'll only be for a short amount of time, so you don't want to risk it. So just wear the goggles, but it's really rare. You should go check it out, find a good place to look at it. We don't have any school, so you'll have time to get where you need to go.
This is a big deal, and totality is probably something that's only going to happen in one's life one time, unless you're willing to travel to other places across the country and world to see it. We did have a solar eclipse in 2017, my first year here, and we learned a lot from that. Students learned a lot from that. As you can imagine, many of our students now were in elementary school, and so this is a big deal from a science perspective, but also from an experience level as well. We have the day off from school because of the worry of traffic, in the sense that we need to make sure that our buses are on time, not only for high school students, but more importantly for our elementary students and middle school students. So the timing of the event will happen around rush hour, and we do believe people from around the state will come here, and even outside the state, because we are in the path of totality for this phenomena. And we believe that it's the best way to go about ensuring that people get home in a timely manner, in a safe manner. Also, just some tips about looking at the sun for the total eclipse. It's always dangerous to look at the sun for a long period of time. There is nothing that's going to happen in that particular moment where the sun is more bright or that the rays are more damaging to your eyes. We do ask that the glasses that you do get, that you use while you're looking at the total eclipse, and then you'll see the phases as it goes in and out of totality.
This has been Lily,
Carolina,
and Addie with your WKHS News.
Dude, I just keep seeing Mr. Alexander everywhere in the hallways. I'm sick of that guy.
Dude, I know. I can't go 10 feet without seeing his stupid face.
Yeah. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Oh. Brooklyn and Izzy talked to us about this guy.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Mr. Alexander, I'm one of the assistant principals. I oversee students' last names A through K. So I played lacrosse for 10 years. Yes, in a sense of, in sports you're going to face adversity, whether it be you not playing well, maybe your team not playing well, conflict, resolution, all those different things. So I think that playing a sport, helped me or has allowed me to deal with adversity as an adult because I've had to go through those situations as an athlete. So lucky for me, I was teaching and also playing because the schedules kind of lined up. So it was a little bit hectic at times, trying to find time to train and also teach and coach. But I enjoyed it a lot. And then, as I transitioned into administration, my family also grew in size. So, unfortunately, I did not have the time to train and prepare the way I was, doing before. So I thought it'd be best to kind of move on and, really focus on my family and the new role that I have here. It's just different. I'm lucky enough I'm not getting hit with a stick anymore, so that's kind of nice. But obviously now I have more time for my family. I spend time with them during the summer, so I'm looking forward to that. I do miss, hanging out with my teammates and, working towards a common goal and playing the sport I love. But I enjoyed my time. You can't play forever, so I felt that it was ready for me to move on and fully committed to being here, doing the best I can as the assistant principal, and also being, the best husband and father I can be. Not really. I just had a really good experience growing up with teachers and really good experience in school. And when it came time to decide on a career choice, I figured I'd give it a try. I was originally teaching health and phys ed and then coaching lacrosse, and have kind of just fallen in love with just interacting with, the youth and trying to help them progress and achieve their goals. My role here is a little bit different than that. Obviously, I'm not in the classroom or not coaching anymore, but I'm still able to, help students kind of reach their goals or maybe provide some wisdom as best I can to help them graduate and maybe figure out what they want to do in life.
We talked to Mr. Alexander about his transition from being a professional athlete to becoming a high school principal.
This has been Brooklyn Hopkins
and Izzy Borchers
with your WKHS News.
Joel, where will you be in 10 years?
I don't really care as long as I'm with you.
How cute. Alex and Avery talked to seniors about what they think their next 10 years will look like.
In 10 years, I hope to manage my own company with a husband and kids, hopefully.
In 10 years, I see myself working for a beauty company, corporate industry, whatever, in a big city, preferably somewhere a little southern where there's warmer weather, with a mini dachshund puppy.
I see myself operating and owning my own taekwondo school.
In 10 years, I see myself as a nurse practitioner, either a family nurse practitioner or an aesthetic nurse practitioner, and probably like traveling before having kids or like being engaged, maybe married, but who knows.
In 10 years, I see myself hopefully being done with dental school and on the track to become either a dental assistant or a dental hygienist.
Hopefully graduated from college and working a good job.
In 10 years, I will hopefully either be working for an occupational therapy office or working on making my own. And hopefully I'll be engaged with like some farm animals, something southern.
I see myself being an airplane pilot.
So in 10 years, I see myself owning my own practice, having my own salon. I do want to be an esthetician, and I'm doing like a program for it. So hopefully in 10 years, I will have my own practice by then.
Probably either in the military or in my own business, maybe.
I think I will own a mansion and be rich.
Okay, so in 10 years, me and Kira see ourselves finishing up med school and being plastic surgeons.
And we're gonna open up our own plastic surgery practice in Waco, Texas.
This has been Avery Ellis
and Alex Rios
with your WKHS News.
This has been your WKHS News. This weekend, all of our spring sports compete, so please come out and support.
Have a fun, safe week in Kilbourne, and always remember to keep it classy. Oh my goodness. There's something about your girl. And hey, yo, wait.
Brady, where will you be in 10 years?
On the moon.
Let's go.